before we get to today's show, Lev Parnas joins us, of course. LevParnas.substack.com. Everybody should be familiar with Lev, his work. He's an author. Go to Substack, subscribe to his Substack. He is number 2 or number 3 or maybe number 1 in world politics right now. No one is breaking more stories than him. We'll get to your show with Zev. We'll get to the Canada letter. We'll get to the Epstein Files and some breaking news there as well. We'll talk a little bit about the police state and Trump's insane tariff threat letter writing campaign. But congratulations, first of all, an award winner that I saw it this morning, and your story continues to amaze me. Your humility continues to amaze me. The turn that you've made from being a Trump associate and a pillar of MAGA to winning a Pillar Award for telling the truth. Can you talk a little bit about that real quick? Because, man, oh, man, I saw that this morning, and I was so happy for you, and I was so proud of you.
I mean, it was actually happened yesterday while we were doing our live Unleashed on Substack. I got an email, and while Michael was talking, I was just looking through, and I saw it, and I couldn't believe it. It's just an incredible achievement, and I'm so humbled and happy, and it's basically thanks to everybody out there, my subscribers, my followers, because that is why my message is being heard. That's why people are starting to listen, because they're doing their job. They're going out there. They're the extension of our voices here, Dean, and people are starting to listen. And it's just when I go up there and I get that award, it's going to be not just for me, but for all of us that are out there fighting for democracy there, because we're all risking something to be able, either friendship, family, because this is a war of that goes into many, many levels to be able to save our democracy. So I extremely am excited, humbled, and really appreciative of everything that's happening.
Yeah, it is called the Whistleblower Award, the prestigious Pillar Award. This award goes to whistleblowers, people that display incredible courage in the face of adversity, in the face of threats, someone that steps out from the shadows, which you've done. And not only have you been a light in a very, very dark world, but you've also let people into that dark world and encourage them to continue this war of attrition when it comes to being able to be whistleblowers on your own and share the content from whistleblowers like yourself. This Pillar Award isn't just like, oh, yeah, you won an award because you're a nice guy and you changed your life. This Pillar Award is about courage. This Pillar Award is about stick-to-itiveness. This Pillar Award is about balls. This Pillar Award is about authenticity, and it's huge, dude. Like, I got to tell you, to be doing this Substack Live with you today, award or not, you deserve it and then some. And I hope that you're really proud. And I hope that this is one of those things that makes, the time that you've done in prison, the ankle monitor that you used to wear, maybe still do, all the bullshit that you're still going through at the hands of Donald Trump and the Trump regime. I hope this Pillar Award puts a little pep in your step. I really, really do.
I tell you, Dina, thank you so much for those kind words. And this award means even more to me now, especially what we're going through right this second. I mean, like literally, as we're talking, just a few minutes ago, I was on the phone with some of my sources, and Donald Trump is literally working on shutting up truth tellers, shutting up whistleblowers, shutting up leakers. Like even as recently as today, there was a leaker that came out about stuff in the FBI and how and Pam Bondi came out and said that he's just a disgruntled employee, and it's their push right now to shut the truth down and change history, which gives me so much more. I don't know what the right word is. I'm a little bit, nervous now because you put me on the spot, but it gives me a lot of hope that, that what we're doing now and that, by getting this award now, by trying to amplify it, by keep pushing the word out there, that it will make it that much harder for Trump to be able to stop, our First Amendment rights, stop our, right to speak, right to protest, right to be able to stand up to tyrants just like he is. So I think the timing of it is just incredible, especially with what's going on right now.
Well, let's blow some fucking whistles then. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Right. What are you hearing before we get to Trump's letter and some Epstein news and some Voice of Ukraine stuff with you and Alex? What are you hearing about Trump trying to shut up leakers? Because he's had a very fucking bad week. Like, this has been one of the worst weeks I've ever seen in the Trump administration. People leaking about the Epstein files, people leaking about all of his tariffs and all the deadlines being completely fake. A White House insider leaked that to Politico and MSN and a couple of other outlets like the Daily Beast. But what is he trying to do? And when you talk to your sources close to Trump and in the White House, what are they telling you his game plan is to shut people up? Because the police state is a pretty decent warning to people like you and me, right?
Yo, tell me about it. I mean, one of the
Yeah,
most, one of the things I'm hearing that they're really putting together and the main push that's happening right now is election reform.
yeah,
I mean, putting in all these parameters as far as what they're going to, because, they're getting geared up for 2026 to make sure that they're able to stay, not lose the House, not lose that, but not because of any policies or anything because they're doing good, but because he's trying to implement that same police state, that same authoritarian into here. With that, part of it is to shut down the media, shut down
yeah.
independent journalists. But the first thing they're going after is the leakers. The people on this, like that's why a lot of my sources are literally shitting bricks. Like, they all worry every day, day to day. But the reason there are so many leakers and so many sources is because these people are also human beings. Not all of them are hardcore Trumpers, and some of them are just whatever, got caught up or did it for their own personal agendas. I'm not going to sit here and justify why they're doing what they're doing, but they themselves are being hurt by a lot of stuff that he's doing. They themselves are seeing and worried that he is losing it, that he's not as stable and, that he has some sort of decline going on. They themselves are starting to realize that the second that he does it, you don't favor him or he turns you, or not even him, people around him. See, this is where it's becoming even more dangerous because like if it's one thing that going after him and then he tries to, but now if you're trying to uncover or show up, speak truth to power to people like Stephen Miller, Russell Vaught, I mean, Susie Wild, I mean, he comes after you even harder defending them. Pete Hegseth, I mean, I'm saying to you, so it's people inside are really worried, and right now he's concentrating on the big media. You got the CBS, NBC, NBC's,
Yeah.
ABC's dealing with all those lawsuits. But the next stage, which I'm hearing that is going to start taking place, is he's going to crack down on social media. He's first going to go after the owners of social media, like Zuckerberg and, the owner of that, whoever the new owner of TikTok might be that we're talking about. Obviously he has a problem with Elon Musk, and that's going to play out because Elon and X now is what's it called. But I'm hearing that Substack is becoming now on his radar,
Mhm.
and that's another platform that, because this is right now a community like no other. I mean, we literally here at Substack that
Substack's killing him. Yeah.
we're killing, and we've grown. We have so many truth tellers, so many independent journalists out here that are really giving the truth compared to any other platform out there. So that's what is in the place. What exactly he's planning on doing, believe me, I'll break it as soon as I hear it. But right now, that's the next thing on his agenda. A lot of the stuff we're seeing is all distractions. I mean, what's going on between Russia and Ukraine? We'll get into that. That's all. Again, they have him and Putin already have a game plan laid out, and these all of these back and forths. One day they're kissing each other, the next day, he's going to sanction him. The next day, all of a sudden, Ukraine's getting bombarded. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to sell weapons to NATO, and NATO sells it. But the whole thing is what people don't talk about, and they don't understand. This is all a farce. What weapons is he selling to NATO? How many? He's planning on selling 10, 20 Patriot missiles to NATO for NATO. That doesn't even carry one day. It's not like he's opening up the floodgates. It's not. It's just he stopped everything. Just think about it, what the plan is. He stopped everything. So there's no weapons right now being delivered. He took back weapons that were supposed to be delivered on the border.
Yeah,
They
they're already in
blamed
Poland, right?
Right. They
Yeah,
blame
yeah,
they blame Hextech for it. I mean, they're chasing what we spoke about 7 days ago when I broke. Now the media is like, oh, did Hextech stop it? Or did Trump stop it? Who gives a shit who stopped it? It was stopped.
yeah.
What difference? We're not some telenovela here that it's the next episode on CNN, was it Hextech or was it Trump? I mean, are you kidding me? Like a week
Trump.
after the fact, a week after the fact. You know what I'm saying to you? It's and then they bring on 100 people. So that's what is happening right now behind the scenes. That you know, Trump is all of these distractions, but one of the things that he is really worried about right now, that is the biggest thorn on his side. It's not Putin, it's not Russia, it's not even the elections right now. Right this second, literally day by day, it's the Epstein stuff.
Mm,
This Epstein fiasco has literally is there. I'm telling you, I know a lot of people don't. You have to understand. You have to be either know somebody really close that's mega, either have mega in your family or be part of it and somehow. But unless you are that, you do not understand the way the mega cult thinks, and that's why if you trust me, then you listen to me because I was the leader, one of the leaders of the originators. They call me the OG of mega cult. You know what I'm saying to you? So I'm telling you, this is something extremely important, and that's why I keep saying it. That's why we had the special with Zev yesterday, because the media is already on to other things. They're not talking about it already, and
yeah.
not one reporter has the chutzpah to ask him a question about it after he shut it down. But social media, X and other platforms, I mean, Alex Jones, exactly.
Rabid.
I mean, crying.
Rabid.
They're
Yeah.
rabid, and he knows it. He understands it. And he understands that whatever he's gonna do, he can't do martial law. He can't do all of his plans if he loses his mega cult, because then everybody turns on. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
He needs his cult, and he needs what's it called to be able to implement any of these other things that we're talking about. So,
Well, you say he's panicking over the Epstein stuff, and I know he's panicking over Elon Musk having the Epstein files. I know he's panicking over his MAGA base being split in two, people lighting their hats on fire. He lost cat turd the other day. It's a whole mess. But what is he more afraid of? Is he more afraid of receipts of his association or partnership with Jeffrey Epstein coming out, or is he more afraid of losing his MAGA base?
he's more afraid of the people. That's why I tell everybody all the time that
Yeah.
any of you that know Donald Trump or know anything about him, trust me when I tell you, he is not scared of the left. He's not scared of the media. He's not scared of DOJ or any of the. What he is scared of is the people. People, what he needs most of all, it's like, there's people like there's sexaholics, alcoholics, drugaholics. I mean, there's all kinds. I mean, he's a media whore. He is an attention whore. Like, that's why all of this has been like, so as if you read my Substack, I tell you, Bibi Netanyahu gets what he wants in his fight against, to wipe out the West Bank, Gaza, and all of the things he's been trying to implement. Putin's getting what he wants, attacking Ukraine every day. And what did Trump get out of this? They both gave him a letter for the Nobel Peace Prize, gratitude and thank you. He wants attention. He wants he wants his, I think, achievement would be for all the media and for social media to like applaud him, to say, you did it. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
because like he wants that attention. Like he's at war with it. He has a totally different war going on. Like he's at war to try to prove, for already guy. He's already, out there trying to say it's the attention that is killing him. And that's why it's so dangerous on the decision making, because that's why he's being used not only all over the world, but even here internally by his inner circle. And that's why you have so much infighting. I mean, literally today, you had Laura Loomer. Hold on, let me, guys. This is very interesting. This is what I need you to understand to what degree this is going. So Laura Loomer, for those of you who don't know who she is, she's Trump's like.
Side piece.
You said it, I didn't. uh, she's the one that comes into the White House. It gets NSA people fired. She's the one that, I mean, very very, and she's hardcore MAGA.
Yeah.
He's one of the leaders of MAGA. Okay, so I just want you to s- read a couple of to tweets this morning that she's doing early in the morning, and how bad this is becoming.
Okay.
So and she doesn't just write their names; she adds them, and so they so they get she goes at FBI Director Kash Patel and at Dan Bongino are livid with Pam Bondi over her DOJ memo and lack of transparency over her office regarding the Jeffrey Epstein files. Sources, and trust me, her sources are good. Tell me Dan Bongino is taking the day off today from his job as deputy director of the FBI, and there's now speculation on whether or not he will return to his job at the FBI over his disgust with Bondi's lack of transparency and the handling of the Epstein files. Pam Bondi has brought total embarrassment to President Trump, J.D. Vance, Bongino, and Cash Patel. She also lied to the American people. I'm told Cash and Bongino are furious with Bondi and the blowback she has caused them with her lack of transparency. Cash Patel and Dan Bongino should call for Bondi's public resignation today to save themselves and to also push for full transparency into the Epstein files. This is an issue the American people care extremely deeply about. Someone needs to be fired for this, giving Bondi courtesy to resign to more than she deserves.
Oh, that isn't just the MAGA base eating itself. That is the MAGA base and MAGA cabinet starting to fucking eat itself, Lev.
It gets even worse. Just now she
Do
did
tell.
another. Literally just now, she's tweeting at Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche is who is the
Lawyer,
assistant. No, not only was his lawyer, he's the assistant attorney
AG.
general.
Yeah.
He's the internal AG. By the way, Todd Blanche was also my lawyer, Igor's lawyer. But anyway, so
Yeah, I heard he was a shit lawyer. Just so you know.
He's a deal maker. That's why he was a shit. He negotiates. He negotiates.
Well, he was widely mocked when he was representing Trump in New York in that Eugene Carroll trial. He didn't know what he was fucking doing.
He was Manafort's lawyer prior to that. That's how we got him. And anyway, that's a separate show. We'll go into. Here she goes. Laura Loomer just did another tweet. How come nobody signed their name to the memo? This is the best, because the best part is she's doing now the investigating work for us. She's saying you guys are corrupt. She's saying the Trump DOJ. She's saying, hey, she's going, Attorney General Todd Blanche, how come nobody signed the memo? She's asking him. And then she goes, my sources tell me, this is getting interesting. My sources tell me that the FBI wanted to release more information about Jeffrey Epstein, and that Pam Bondi and her DOJ said no. This has caused tension between Bondi, Cash, Bongino. All we're asking for here at MAGA is full transparency. It shouldn't be that difficult. Bondi is literally blowing up the Trump administration by concealing information. She's spending more time on Fox News lying to us, the MAGA base, and by releasing contradictory statements. There's information that can't be released that the public wants to see. Now, let me stop you right there, why this is so important. This is what I'm trying to tell you. They are, it's beyond, it's not that they're obsessed. For them, this is the number one thing. And the reason why it's going to blow up, because Trump destroyed everything. There is no more Epstein stuff. Trust me. Whatever
like he burned the files?
Whatever was there, Trump put an end to it. That's why, that's why you're not getting any leakers. That's why. So there is nothing that's going to come out. But the MAGA base are so obsessed and going crazy because they're a cult.
It's their whole fucking personality. Right. It's why they're involved, right? Yeah, it's their identity.
Right. So why they're going crazy is because they can't believe that their cult leader would do something like this to them. They can't believe that Donald Trump would actually stop it, cover it up. So they're going out of their mind and finding a scapegoat and thinking, who could it be that says? So now Pam Bondi is the scapegoat. But here's the interesting part, because she could be only a scapegoat to so far, because there is no more evidence, because Donald Trump is not going to allow it. So, even if they get her fired, okay, how come, the questions that are going to be coming next is like, does Elon have copies? Oh, do I believe Elon has copies? I think Elon has a lot of different information, and that's why a lot of this is being done right now.
Yeah.
This is being, if you take a look at the timing, this is all happening. This is like right after Elon comes on, but while BB's in town. Because remember, what you heard on our show yesterday, Zev broke it to you guys, the relationship between Israel and again, I'm Jewish, I'm for Israel. This is not to say Israel is bad, but all countries do it. And there's time, because remember, it's not the country, it's the leaders at the time that make it do, just like right now.
Correct. Yeah.
Everybody in the world might say American are bad, Americans suck, but no, Americans are great. It's we are portrayed because our leader is making us, our country, do bad things. Just like,
Sure.
but then once we get a good leader back, we're low. That's like how it works around the world. So
Yeah, I've
all
often
countries
said
have
that. I've often said that BB is Israel's version of Donald
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
why. And so is Bolsonaro in Brazil. He's Brazil's
Brazil's
version
version of
of
Donald
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and that's why he's supporting them. That's
Yeah.
why he's right now. Just think about it. You got Donald Trump, the president of the United States, interfering in criminal cases, going after judges in other countries. Not only our judges, let alone he goes after our own judges. Now he's going threatening other judges in other countries in their and this is how we portray democracy, folks.
Yeah.
This is how
Well, he went
America
after, to
is
your
shown.
point, he went after Israel's Supreme Court, told him he wouldn't send Israel any more weapons if they didn't drop the persecution of Bibi Netanyahu. Did the same thing with Brazil, 50% tariff, Lula, unless you leave Jair Bolsonaro alone. He's
Just
the
think
best.
of
He's a fucking
Bolsonaro tried
criminal
to
that had
kill
people
Lula.
murdered. Yeah.
Lula, he tried to kill the president. He put an assassination on the president. This president. So the president, so he's sitting there, he's like, so the guy that tried to assassinate me, I have to now let him go because Trump said so, because he's, rah rah. So this is the craziness, but it goes on. I mean,
oh, you're not done with the Loomer insanity? By the way, when you're done with Loomer, I'm gonna bring two worlds together. So please continue.
So because that Tom Blanche responds, this will get crazy. And just think about how these officials, AEG, are responding to social media pundits. This is how crazy it's getting, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you only release memos on Sunday evening. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Here now it's getting. She's starting. See what Loomer. See, Loomer is a very nasty human being. But if we have her on our side going after them right now, I can't tell you folks how. Just leave her alone and let her go. Let her leave her alone and let her go. I mean,
Just wind her up. Yeah,
just
wind her up.
and let her go. Like, I don't even attack her right now. Me and her go at it. She attacked my son. Me and her have been going at it for so many years. And right now, I applaud her. I'm like, go, Laura, go. Go, Loomer, go. I mean, look at it. So she goes, So this is information that can be released that the public wants to see. Why was the memo released on Sunday night on July 4th, weekend, with no official signage and no names of any administration officials? Great question, Laura. We're asking the same thing. Keep going. You only release memos on Sunday evening on holiday weekends when you don't want anyone paying attention to the contents. Go Loomer!
Yeah.
I'm saying it. This is exactly what we're saying.
I'm a big Loomer guy right now for
That's
some
what I'm
reason.
saying.
Yeah.
You'd never believe this, right? We're agreeing with Loomer. Trump, this is gonna say, Trump needs to read the room. Bondi has been very damaging to the administration. She has damaged public trust in the DOJ. She is hurting President Trump, his staff, his advisors. She lied on national television and needs to be held accountable for harming Trump administration, public trust, and destroying MAGA. So here we go. Todd Blanche responds, I worked.
They're litigating this on fucking Twitter.
Dude, I can't. This is like, right, Lisa, an hour ago. I'm reading this all right now.
Oh, keep going. This is the best laugh I've had all week. Keep it up.
I work closely with FBI Director Cash and Bongino on the joint FBI and DOJ memo regarding the Epstein file. All of us signed off on the contents of the memo. All of us. So now he's saying, Laura, you're an idiot. Cash, we all signed off on this memo. We're all shut it down. Because why? Because Donald Trump did this. This is,
Yeah.
read the tea leaves, folks. Okay. All of us signed off on this. Contents of the memo and the conclusions stated in the memo. Basically, shut. Done.
Mhm.
The suggestions by anyone that there are any daylight between the FBI and DOJ leaderships on this memo composition and release is patently false. So now you got another account, a huge account that is on there that does face this guy Diligent. He responds to Blanche. He goes, the Axios memo was leaked. Who leaked it? Why did you lie about the Epstein suicide being conclusive? Where are the flight logs? Where are the names? Where are the information? The criminal charges? MAGA was promised. Like a
Oh, the cult didn't get their gift, right? The cult didn't get their gift. Laura Loomer at the center of the cult. That is fucking unbelievable. That's happening in real time. That's going on right now. Lev is literally reading this
Right
as
now.
it's happening
Right
on
now.
social media right now, where MAGA is breaking into. Laura Loomer is leading the charge. But I got a couple things, and I want to get to the connection of them after the fact. Fuck, that was brilliant. What a great laugh, Lev. Thank you so much. And we cover this dirge. It's great to have a laugh over the whole thing. But the fascinating part to me is that, as much as I think Laura Loomer is a complete and total fucking psycho, the same person who chained herself to Twitter's offices, if you remember that correctly, a couple of years ago. Yeah. She's insane. She gets people fired. Like, she gets people fired. She can walk into the Oval Office and fire these people from NSA, fire these guys from the CIA. Literally that afternoon, they're all fired. So listening to her and watching her go after Pam Bondi, I have to ask, is this Laura Loomer's doing, or is Donald Trump trying to run some interference and saying to Loomer, hey, go after Bondi. I'm going to present this as Bondi fucked up. The memos and the files were never there. She was using this as a grift, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Or is Loomer going out on her own and going, hey, listen, MAGA base, you're more important to me than anything else. Let's go after Pam Bondi and see what kind of fucking damage we could do. Because those files exist. We all know they exist. We've seen fucking copies of them.
This is the interesting part. This is why it's very important for you guys to understand why this is a cult. Because if this was not a cult, it's all obvious. You could read the tea leaves. You could see by the conversations. You could see if you know anything about Donald Trump even a little bit, you understand that if Pam Bondi did this on her own and shut this down, Pam Bondi would be so far fired by now. Donald Trump would not be sitting by her side and protecting her. You would not have Todd Blanche coming out protecting her. You would not have she would be probably, they would put her in prison. Because this is what I'm trying to explain to you. This is so big for MAGA. Like it might not be as big for normal people because, it's just you're thinking about, obviously, our constitution's bigger, the tariffs are much bigger. The war in Ukraine is much bigger. The war in the Middle East. I mean, all of this stuff is a lot bigger than the Epstein Files, because
Yeah.
Epstein Files is more curiosity.
Not to a MAGA cult member, dude. They've made it their entire personality,
That's the whole
mission.
To them, it's more important than immigration.
Oh, yeah.
To them, it's more important than the border. This is what I want you to understand. To them, because you have to understand, people and this is why if you see Laura Loomer wise, that's where Q came from, Paul. Exactly. QAnon. That's the whole thing was when we even started. I remember MAGA started back before the Epstein stuff, but when Epstein got arrested, right away, it was the deep state. It was about the connection to the Clintons and the child trafficking. And they ran for it, guys. For the past 5-6 years, Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and all of them has made millions and millions of dollars on their podcasts, on selling merchandise, and it all had to do with unleashing the Epstein Files.
Yeah.
It all has to do with connecting the Epsteins to Democrats and all of that. And it was all about that. And that was their number one, that their slogan that they run on: promises made, promises kept. Well, that was the biggest one. That was the biggest promise. And that's the first thing that they did when they came into office. If you remember, that's why yesterday I read a letter that on our show with Zev that was dated February 27th. February 27th, right after Kash Patel was still not even as nominated, not nominated, but confirmed as the FBI director. Pat Bondi just got confirmed, and the first letter that she wrote was about that she wants the Epstein files. And then the first interviews that they did about before everything going, if you go back all the way to January, I mean, just think about it. February, literally a few weeks after the inauguration of the president, they were already on TV, on Fox, and not just her, Alina Habba, all of them talking about how we have the files, they're on my desk, we're looking through them, there's going to be prosecutions.
They gave details, Lev. They gave details. They're on my desk. We need to see them. I'm going through them. Kash Patel is reformatting them. Dan Bongino can't believe what he's seen. What a dark time in history. It's all going to come out. Everybody's going to be da-da-da-da-da. To the point where I don't know if you saw Alan Dershowitz yesterday. Dershowitz comes out, who's allegedly in them. Remember, he's like, I kept my underwear on, that guy. I was on Epstein's Island. I did get a rubby. I did keep my underwear on. That was one of my favorite Dersh moments ever. But he redeemed himself like Laura, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? You're like, go Dersh today. Because yesterday, he goes on Sean Spicer's show. And again, this is another whole thing. Sean Spicer got a TV show. I didn't even know. And Donald Trump, be careful who you fuck on the way up because they're going to fuck you on the way down. Alan Dershowitz and Sean Spicer went all in, and Dershowitz was like, I know for a fact the Epstein Files exist. I've seen them. I know the names that are in them, and I also know who's covering them up. Oh my God. I mean, and Alan's like, please release him. My name isn't in him. I want everybody to know that I wasn't like for him, it really means something, maybe, right? He might get vindicated over the whole thing. Mr. I kept my underwear on. But he and Sean Spicer were like, and you could see Sean, he's like, really? Tell me more. He's like, let's sell this guy out. Because I have a feeling a lot of people can smell blood in the water around Donald Trump for the first time, maybe ever.
Absolutely, and that's why right now, some of the things he's going to start doing is going to try to distract off of it. Or the first thing he did that didn't work, even though it was a big, just think about pretty big announcement, and he announced that he is open an investigation into
Comey and Brennan.
Comer and Brenner. I mean, it should be news, but it didn't even touch the news cycle. I don't think it even I mean, they just spun it like that. That didn't work. I mean, he's investigating the ex-CIA and ex-FBI director. That looked at him. I got some flight logs here from some. Oh, Whitney, thank you. Yep, there you go. One of my subscribers sent me flight logs with Errol Dershowitz all over it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely not. Thank you, Whitney.
Let me ask you a personal question before we kind of get to, and we've tied it together. And I want to get to some of those distractions, the Brazil letter, the Canada letter, which is just all world comedy. I just fucking laughed. I spell checked it, grammar checked it, fact checked it. You can go to deanblundell.substack.com and you can check it out. It's brilliant. It's a fourth grade temper tantrum. It's the best in pure fiction. But anyway, I want to get back to your experiences. Did you ever see Donald Trump talk about Epstein? Were you ever in a room where Trump or a Trump associate's like, hey, you're buddies with him, right? Like, because he went from like, yeah, I like Jeffrey, great guy, a lot of fun, likes girls on the younger side, that's so I hear, to like, I barely know the guy, to the other day going, God, he's a desecration. What a creep. I have no idea who that guy is. When clearly hundreds of pictures, hundreds of videos, hundreds of firsthand accounts, he does. But were you ever a part and parcel to a conversation or in the room when Trump talked about Epstein?
No, absolutely not. And this is why I want to make a very clear point, because yesterday also, for those of you that watch my show Unleashed, I do a show with Michael Cohen, Malcolm Nance, and
it was great yesterday. Yeah.
And I push back on everybody. You could see that I don't care. Like, when Michael came around and started saying, about what we were talking about, I said Donald Trump. Hold on a second, 1 second. Yeah. I'm sorry, my daughter. 1 second.
No problem. This is live. This is what I love about Substack more than anything, by the way, is that Lev can pick up his dog, stop on Substack, and you're watching literally an American hero just conduct the business of life.
Thank you, sir. I love you, buddy, sir. Thank you, brother.
Oh,
So,
no problem, buddy.
yeah, so, and this is why I spoke to Michael, because Michael came out and made a statement yesterday. He said, look,
Yeah.
I want to make it clear I'm not supporting Trump, but for 10 years that I've known, Donald Trump has never walked, it spoke about Epstein. We've never went anywhere. We've never, I've never heard the name. And I stopped him. I said, Michael, you did not work with Trump in the 90s. He's like, no. I go, but that's when he hung out with Epstein. He's not hanging out with Epstein in 2025. He wasn't hanging out with Epstein in 2019. That relationship ended before. If you take a look at the videos and the pictures, this is going back to the 80s and 90s and
Mhm.
maybe early 2000s. You know what I'm saying to you? That's when it got cut off. That's when Donald Trump was, living, because Donald Trump, a lot of people, he changed his history, seem to forget he wanted to be like an Epstein.
Yeah.
He had Miss Universe pageants. Just think about the two tapes that we have conversation of him saying that when you're famous, you could grab the woman by her private parts. I mean, that's pretty Epstein-like. And then also talking about that, when he used to walk in while these young girls, the beauty pageants were changing naked, and he'd just walk in because he could, because that's what he did. So that's why he's getting away with a little bit and he has this is because it's old, because it was 80s 90s. Back then we didn't have the cameras like we have now. That back then we didn't have all of it, so a lot of stuff that is documented is by by accounts, by people, by witnesses. And with Donald Trump, unless you have a video of it and it's bulletproof, he'll destroy you and make you believe that I'm saying to you that you what's it called don't know what you're talking about. So that's why he's able to portray, because the past 20-25 years he hasn't been around Epstein. When Epstein, because Epstein's trouble started in the early 2000s. Prior to that, this was what was going on. And it
Mhm.
was also you have to keep in mind, back then it was a different culture. In the 80s and 90s, it was a different world. People like Trump, Epstein, Weinstein, all of that, it looked at women differently. It's just a different culture that you see now. I mean, I was a young guy at that age, and I could see the tremendous shift
Mhm.
compared to the way, things were back then, and the way even people looked at the way you could even, just think about it. Back then in the 80s, if a pretty girl walked down the street on some block, and guys would whistle to her, and it would be complimented, she'd laugh and walk down, like it would be, she's pretty. Now you do it to somebody, it's insulting. It's like,
Sure. Yeah.
it's like, so there's a lot of things you can't say or do that have changed and shifted. Whereas that's why Donald Trump is trying to do away with that history of who he was in the 80s and 90s, because he was just like there. I mean, what makes him different than any of these guys? It's just he didn't get caught. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying to you? It's like,
Yeah, like you and I are roughly the same age. I'm in my early 50s. And that was a day. And listen, just put it bluntly, back in the day, prior to the awakening and us deciding as human beings we need to treat women with respect and dignity, women were treated like objects. Right. And, that Donald Trump is significantly older than me, significantly older than you. So put that on steroids. Right. And so, yeah, I mean, different time doesn't excuse it, doesn't excuse the action. It certainly doesn't excuse his association and what we know to be 26 credible claims of sexual assault and rape against Donald Trump. It certainly doesn't exclude some of the unnamed settlements that he's made with other people outside that 26 known and credible allegations of sexual assault. But to your point, it's different. And this is all a distraction. I'm seeing people in the comments go, hey, pay attention, keep your eye on the ball. This is something that you talk about ad nauseum. Yes, go ahead, Lev. You're going to say something?
no, I'm saying, actually, I'm agreeing with you. Pay
Yeah.
attention, keep the eye on the ball. I'm agreeing. Keep going.
And one of those distractions comes in the forms of these tariff letters. A White House insider the other day, we started off talking about it. He came out and outed Donald Trump, his tariffs, as a ploy to stay in the TV cycle, and a ploy to leverage money from other countries, to leverage favors from other countries, and a ploy for Donald Trump to remain the con man in front of the camera that he is. He sent he sent Canada a letter, and I want everybody to know something. Mark Carney doesn't give a shit. I talked to people in his universe, and someone yesterday when I asked him about the letter, he's like, "It's just funny. Like, it's so poorly written. It is so stupid." But he's back on his fentanyl shit again, and this in Canada would have sent shockwaves through the Canadian population. We laugh at it at this point. Right Honorable Mark Carney, he says, this is one of those cut and paste letters. A great honor for me to send you this letter. It demonstrates the strength and commitment of trading relationship and the fact the United States of America has agreed to continue to work with Canada. We feel good about that. Despite Canada having financially retaliated against the United States, that was for his tariffs. As you will recall, the United States imposed tariffs on Canada to deal with our nation's fentanyl crisis. Widely debunked by his own DNI, there is no fentanyl crisis. You can go and read my critique of this, like, at all. Less than 1% of all fentanyl that goes into the United States comes from Canada. I would say 60% of the fentanyl that comes into Canada comes from the United States. Like, it's just a fucking joke. It's a mirage. Talk about a distraction. Imposed to deal with our fentanyl crisis. So he wants us to help him with his fentanyl crisis. Instead of working with the United States, Canada retaliated with his own tariffs starting August 1st. We're going to charge Canada 35%. Canadian products sent into the United States, separate from all sectoral tariffs, goods transshipped. By the way, we're not shipping. We're fucking share the same landmass as you stupid idiot. It's so stupid. Anyway, whatever. Transshipping, you're going to get it again. If you decide to build or manufacture product within the United States, we'll do everything possible to get approvals quickly, though. So make sure you do so. So he's hitting us with a tariff, and then he's saying, "But hey, if you want to build some stuff down here, we'll expedite the process. If for any reason you decide to raise your tariffs, we're going to hit you back with 35% more." Also, I must mention that the flow of fentanyl is hardly the only challenge we have with Canada, which has many tariff, non-tariff policies, trade barriers, which caused unsustainable trade deficits against the United States. 400% dairy, he says. That doesn't exist either. And by the way, the United States owes Canada about $1 trillion in T-bills and debt. Anyway, he goes on to say the trade deficit's a major threat to our economy and our national security. If Canada works with me, Lev, to stop the flow of fentanyl, we will perhaps consider an adjustment to this letter. These tariffs may be modified upward or downward. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Like these letters are gonna be part of like the Smithsonian, and we're gonna like this was history. Like there's letters like presidents have written letters, but this administration, these letters, like, his Truth Social posts or tweets. I mean, this is getting better. He hasn't written letters before. I mean, he started writing letters now. Look at this.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, he's stepping it up. He's stepping up. His game. He's getting better. His writing skills are getting a little bit. He's able to put together more than 50 words.
When you talk to your White House insider friends about this stuff, do you ask them, like, did he do this on his own? Is someone else helping him with this? And is it a sixth grader that he's got, next to his desk trying to, keep up, and his little stenographer trying to put it together? Because the people in Carney's orbit literally panned this privately. They're like, this is like this. There are 64 spelling errors in there, spelling and grammatical errors in a memo from the White House. And here's the great part. The government of Canada didn't actually get a letter. He just posted it and said, "There's your letter, Canada." So this is not even an official letter. None of them are.
Dude, I swear to you, I think you know what he does. I think he just talks into. I'm gonna try to verify it, because I can't imagine he could. He doesn't even type, because he doesn't. So I think he talks into it, and then just press send. He doesn't even. He can't. He doesn't, because his. He can't even reread it to make sure there's no spelling. Because we should go back to see how his grammar was in school. I mean, and he could probably ask for a spell check or have some. I mean, like, think about it. He could have like where I can't even like where just. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Dude, the president of the United States just put out a letter to Canada on
dude, I'll
the
tell you this.
fucking
I'll tell you this
and
much.
spell check
I'll,
it and
I'll
grammar
tell.
check it.
I'll tell you guys this much. I'll tell you another little story so you
Yeah,
understand
please.
more.
Story time with Lev. By the way, it's an exclusive story time with Lev. Become a paid subscriber. LevParnas.substack.com. Let's do a little story time with Lev here. What do you got?
So back in the first administration, when this is when Trump's tweeting became before he got thrown off of X.
Yeah.
Before he got thrown off of social tweet for the insurrections and all of that type of stuff, he was there came a time after he got into office where he all of a sudden started like that became his thing. He would not like even right now, like he doesn't send an official letter. He just puts it on his Truth Social, or he just posts it on social media that the whole world needs to then understand that that's official. That's an official notice. So
Yeah.
he started doing that back in the day, and a lot of it was spelling and whacked out stuff, and so people at the White House, because in his first administration, as I say to you, there were still people trying. There were not, there were enablers, but they were not all enablers. There were people
Yeah, you
there
had
that
the
were
John
trying.
Kellys of the world, a few other
Yeah,
people going, hey, we need to get a fucking handle on this guy.
right, and also like even like the secretary, like Madeline, his secretary back then, and others, like even the people around him were normal, like people that knew the protocol, were trained enough to that this is not a regular secretary job. You're working for in the White House, and yeah, everything has to be overlooked. You know what I'm saying to you? Now there's all like I can't even explain to you who you got. Just think about this. You got Sergei Gore, who is like a Russian asset right now, that's in the head of the White House doing all the hiring. He's in charge
White
of
House
all
personnel
the
chief. Yeah. Yeah.
personnel changes. So I'm saying, so I'm saying to you, there's a
Dude,
there's
he just named Nick Adams a fake right-wing influencer. The guy that's like, throw out all the green M&Ms because they're all too woke, and I'm an alpha male, and I like to go to Hooters and read my Bible and make my wife cook my dinner. Like that was a full play, like it was a full joke. It was a full like cosplaying thing. And Trump just named him the
that's
ambassador to Malaysia.
oh Malaysia, Malaysia. Just think about where he sent them, Malaysia, exactly where I I can't wait to see like some of the pictures that are gonna come out of there. I'm dealing with myself. Like,
I can't, more people like you and I talking about Trump need to treat these things like we're treating it now. This is pure fucking comedy at this point. Sure, there's a lot of scary tail ends to this. Obviously, the ice raids, obviously, the Texas floods, the belief in science isn't real, climate change isn't real, anti-vaccinology, all the other bullshit. But this is this is a comedic cacistocracy at this point. You got Laura Loomer,
what did you call it? What?
cacistocracy. It's
I like that word.
yeah, well,
I
dude,
like that word. I got right.
it's a fucking use it anytime you want, Lev. Like a cacistocracy is a government or a country that is literally run by the dumbest people in the country. It's called a cacistocracy. Like that's literally what you have. That's why you've got these comedic letters about fentanyl and fucking whatever going to 35%. That's why you got a guy like Donald Trump being asked, yesterday. He's like, "How do you come up with these tariff numbers?" And you could hear it in the reporters' voices, Lev. Like they're like, how do you come up with these numbers? You're so smart. And he's like, it's called common sense.
The other thing I want everybody to notice very important, like when you watch when he does these cabinet meetings and when he
Yeah.
does these ovals, look at all the faces of his cabinet sitting around him when he makes comments. I
Trump
mean,
cabinet face should be a thing.
what about when he turned around to the leader of was it Africa or was the leader was
Leader of Liberia. You have
Liberia? I'm
great
sorry,
English.
Liberia said, "Wow, that's some good English you speak. Where'd you learn that? Where'd you learn?"
Liberia is an English-speaking country.
He goes, you speak better English than some of my people.
Oh my God. Can we just I need a minute because I did Pilates today, so I'm sore. Oh my God, that is something else. Oh, I haven't laughed like this in a dark time in a long time, dude. Thank you. You know, Lev, listen, you've had a front row seat to this stuff. And yes, you've been through some dark times, but how much fun is it mocking him right now?
Dude, I can't, like I tell you, it's, I can't even, yeah, and compared to where he was and where he is and having the people around him and everything, like it's just, and that's why sometimes I say, unfortunately, if it wasn't so serious, if we
Yeah.
really weren't like, losing our democracy or losing our constitution, I mean, just think about it. We're laughing and it is hysterical, but the sad part is he's getting away with it.
Yeah.
The sad part is he's being allowed. I mean, the sad part is he's actually putting 35% tariffs. I mean, the letter's funny. And we could talk about what kind of idiot he is and how he could, doesn't know how to even spell correctly. But at the end of the day, he's implemented 35% tariffs on Canada. I mean, at the end of the day, his push.
I don't think he will, dude. I don't think he
You
will.
don't think so?
Nah, I don't think he will. I think this is just a channel changer, like no, like it's a channel changer. So in my conversations with the people with the government of Canada, they are convinced. Not only convinced, they assured me that not only will Taco Trump appear before August 1st, they've assured me that Taco Trump is going to get countermeasures delivered to his doorstep in the next week. And no, I'm not even kidding you. And Mark Carney, if you remember at the G7, softly said, I'm going to give the United States of America and Donald Trump until July 21st. So his August 1st date's bullshit. Carney already put him on the clock on the 21st of July to get something done, or countermeasures, extra tariffs, targeting the Trump regime, targeting red states, and targeting the machinery that Trump needs from Canada to make this stuff work. So listen, this is not Canada is not a shrinking violet. It's the same conversation, and you do such great work with the Voice of Ukraine and Alex, and I highly encourage everybody to go and subscribe to Lev's channel for that, as well as Live and Raw and Unleashed, as well as Lev Remembers and Storytime with Lev. But you know this to be true, is that Ukraine is going to decide when they're done fighting. Ukraine is going to decide their fate, right? Not the United States. And I'll say the same fucking thing, is that we're not letting a guy who can't read or write, this with a rapist with 34 felonies, who doesn't understand, who thinks someone asking for asylum is actually an insane asylum, who thinks that he shouldn't exercise because it wrecks his life battery. We're we're not we're not allowing him to dictate how Canada operates. And it was an interesting little moment. I know I got to let you go because you got to run, but interesting moment. Marco Rubio yesterday, buried in this op-ed, is now threatening NATO countries, including Canada, going, you can't buy your military equipment from the EU. You can't get involved. You got to buy it from us. So they're fucking panicking that Canada not only doesn't care, we're just getting busy moving forward. We're going to build our military out, the energy corridor, digital corridor, where all of our raw materials are going overseas. And if there's some shit left, we might do some business with the United States. But that's literally, like, if you want Canada's mantra and the vibe in this country, we're super together. We don't give a shit what that slug says. None of us do. Carney doesn't. Nobody does. It's all FaceTime. Carney's response to him in this letter was like, yeah. We'll continue to help, work against the fentanyl issue in North America, not Canada. And he's like, and we're just going to continue to move forward with better partners. Have a great day. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Just so everybody knows, that is the vibe in Canada. That is, and I couldn't be more proud. So whenever you're done, with your probation officer, please just fucking move here, Lev.
Dude, I can't wait. As soon as I'm done, I'd like to get. I'm going to ask you to help me just to come visit there because Canada doesn't allow felons in here. See. That's what I want to know. How they let Trump in there? How are you allowing Trump in there, but you won't allow other felons in there?
Well, that dude, there was a conversation. There was a conversation in Carney's orbit where they're like, "Do we let him in?"
Oh, what about the best part that we before we go, let's quickly touch on that. Trump is also now threatening Spain. Trump is threatening Spain because Spain, the prosecutor of Spain came out and said that if as Bibi Netanyahu or comes to lands in Spain, that he will get arrested in Spain.
Yeah.
So Trump is now going after the country of Spain, saying, "How dare you do that?" So this is the stuff we're talking about. But I want to just say this before we go. Is one say this. This is incredible. For those of you that are not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to Dean. I mean, because what we're talking about here is so serious, so incredible. But to be able to get a laugh out of it, to spend an hour talking about, because we covered a lot of serious stuff, guys, and we were able to do it, with a little laugh, because a lot of it, most of the time, it's just so freaking serious and it's all so, it gets to you. And I always say that, you got to take time out. You got to go hug your kids. You got to go say hi to your parents. You got to go out to the park. You got to just go for a walk, go for a swim, just, read a book, just turn the TV off because, I know we're so inundated right now. It's like, it's not even just us, it's the world. My kids, the kids, everybody. The first thing you wake up, you put on the TV, it's all over where it's Donald Trump's news. It's like, it's like watching live reality TV. You just put on, cable network or social media and, and everybody's waiting. It's like every day, you have your soap opera. Well, with us, it's every day the press briefing. The press briefing is a soap. What is Trump going to say? Who is he going to embarrass? How crazy is he going to? This is what we're living through it. So, it is funny. It is, you can make it up, and it is crazy. And we got at least at some point, like today, thank God, thank you to Dean, are able to, take this information with a little laughter. But I do want to, emphasize that it's very serious.
Yeah.
The fact that, just think about it, the fact that our number one friend, our brother, our Canada, that is loyal, and it's U.S. Canada. It's like one that we're having conversations where, like, fuck the U.S. We're doing our thing, and we're what's it called, and we got Americans saying, God bless Canada, go do it. Just think about what we're talking about. We're talking about, Canada, go leave us, and because we, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Well, you know what? Let me just further that, and I don't want to keep you any more than I have to. But just to add on to what you're saying, Donald Trump is actually bringing Canada closer to America. Real America. Donald Trump is actually bringing Canadians and Americans closer together. I've seen so many beautiful American protests for Canada. I've seen so many Canadians understand the nuanced difference of Donald Trump's America and Americans, right? So, to your point, truth tellers like Lev, truth tellers like myself, people who are willing to go out on a limb. This gentleman just won the Whistleblower Award, very prestigious Pillar Award, for being one of the most important voices in trying to uncover the truth where darkness and tyranny exist. Yeah, we had a fucking great time today, for sure. But there's a seriousness, and that seriousness means that we're all in this together. It's really important you share this content. It's really important you smash those hearts. It's very important you subscribe to Lev. It's very important you subscribe to Malcolm Nance. Very important you subscribe to Cohen, Zev, Midas Touch. Aaron, Parnas, your son, who's just doing God's work with the big, beautiful bill and Alligator Alcatraz. You're not going to get better, more up-to-date, faster news, holding power to account for the darkness that they're bringing forward to the American people and to the rest of the world. And mainstream media is not doing it. They're not doing anything. They're not having these conversations. They're not covering it. They're running interference, or they're just completely ignoring the importance of the undercurrent, which is what makes the intention of these people so bad. No one's talking about those things. So please subscribe to Lev Parnas' Substack, levparnas.substack.com. Please, I would implore you to subscribe to anybody's Substack who's telling the truth and willing to go out on a limb and do this. And please do me a favor, start laughing at this guy. I mean, sure, it's dark. Yeah, but it is exactly what you think it is. And I'll take a page out of Tucker Carlson's book, even though I think he's absolutely bizarre, where he's like, let's mock these people. He was talking about lefties. But you got to start doing it because the kakistocracy of the United States of America is in full force. You use it anytime, baby.
I'm scared to mispronounce it. Kakistocracy.
Just go hard on the A. Kakistocracy. Lev, it was so good to see you, buddy. We'll catch up on Monday. Okay.
Wish everybody a great weekend. I hope it's a quiet one. I hope we have some peace in Ukraine, some peace here in the United States and Canada, and hopefully we could just take some time off and enjoy some time with our loved ones and our family. So, if not, we'll be going live. We'll be seeing you, but definitely stay tuned to Dean's Substacks, my Substack letters. We got a lot of stuff coming out because the news does not stop with Donald Trump. So have a great weekend. Thank you, Dean.
Talk to you soon, buddy. See you Monday. Bye. There you go. My boy, Lev Parnas, ladies and gentlemen. Lev, Substack.com. Make sure you go and follow him. That is a lot of fun today. Thanks, Oaths Matter. Thanks, Ellen. Thanks, Gene. Thanks, Noble Blend. Thank you to everybody. Vicky, hi. Hi, everybody. Listen, guys. Donald Trump wants to keep you in this cauldron of fear. Totally does. You don't need to live there. None of us do. Canada isn't. Canada's just getting busy doing the shit. And Lev's getting busy doing the shit. Everybody else. That man can do nothing to you. If you want to tell the truth, can. You need to take it seriously, but you also have to laugh a little bit. It's the only thing you can control. So let me just end this incredible hour with my friend Lev Parnas by saying this. Thank you. Thank you for spending some time. We've got over 1,000 people that have watched the show, currently watching the show. Thank you for trusting us, trusting your brains and ears and eyes to us. Thank you to every democracy-loving Canadian and American. Stay together. Canadians stay close to Americans. Americans stay close to Canadians. We're not just rooting for you. We're fighting for you. That's what the boycott's all about. 76% of Canadians want nothing to do with going to the United States. The bill that we're handing Donald Trump is $60 billion. That is what the U.S. tourism economy has lost this year. The entire country of Canada isn't just resolved. We're encouraged. We're excited. But we're also doing this not for us. And yes, we are proud of our country. And yes, we will continue the boycott. And yes, that letter that Donald Trump sent to Mark Carney on Truth Social. Yes, that letter will make things worse. But Canada isn't to be fucked with. Canadians are not the kind of people that allow a man that wears more bronzer. I mean, at this point, it's blackface. A man who squidges in his diaper all day. A guy that can't put two sentences together. A man who was Jeffrey Epstein's partner. A man that cannot spell, speak, read, or write. A man in severe mental and emotional and physical decline. And man, is he in decline. You think we're just going to take that letter and go, yes, sir, no, sir? No, we're going to mock him. That's what we do here. Keep calm and Canada on, everybody. Thanks for being part of the show. Don't forget, you can go and subscribe to my Substack, free or paid. I do not care. I'm just so grateful you're here. And if you choose to be a paid subscriber, right now we've got a great deal, 35% off yearly subscriptions, but you will get that for life. You will never pay more. As long as you're a subscriber to me and you want to up that ante next year, you will not pay the price increase. You will get unlimited access. We are starting some Q&As with people like Zev and a few other people as well. Some of the content that we're going to be doing and features will become for exclusive paid subscribers, but we're going to try and keep this as free and as cheap as possible, because what we want is we want to continue to do the work, which is why the paid feature exists. But we also want to continue to bring people together, which is why it is so cheap. And you cannot trust mainstream media anymore. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, and I think y'all know it already too. So From Canada to the United States, from me to you, have a fucking great weekend. And don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to laugh, and don't forget, Canada and America, we're still together. We're even closer. Trump's not American, and that is not America. It will be soon. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.